I just watched Smallville Season 6, Episodes 9 and 10, Subterranean and Hydro. They both felt a lot like filler episodes, but a couple things did happen that I found, interesting. In Subterranean, a local farmer has been burying his illegal immigrant workers alive if they try to leave his farm. The two episodes are kind of blurring together, but basically, it was a cute episode, but it was very much a filler episode, along with, Hydro was a little bit less of that, but Hydro was Oliver, Lois starting to suspect that Oliver was, the Green Arrow, but he and Clark collaborate to convince her otherwise, so it doesn't really advance the plot in that, other than just kind of like things go more or less back to status quo, except for a few changes. So the main change is that Lana decides to accept Lex, his proposal of marriage. A few other things, though, that I found interesting. The thing that I found most interesting about Hydro was... I don't know if it's most interesting. I really enjoyed the moment where Lois said that she enjoyed kissing the Green Arrow more than kissing Oliver, because the Green Arrow at the time was Clark, and I liked that his reaction to that was very enjoyable. I really found it refreshing when Chloe yelled at Clark because he keeps accusing her of keeping secrets, and she's keeping the biggest one of all for him, and it's just not fair, and it's been very annoying for a while. It's probably Clark's greatest character weakness. Really annoying. He constantly accuses people of things before he has proof, when he only has circumstantial evidence. He accuses Luther of things, and whenever he's emotional, he takes it out on Chloe, and it's just super annoying. But I really appreciated how she yelled at him, and he reacted well to that, and their hug in that moment was it was really good. I wanted to cry. The Subterranean, the ending just kind of annoyed me. So the first one, it just kind of annoyed me with the immigrant workers because, I don't know, they seem to be trying to address the problem of immigrant workers, but it was like his mom was like, she's a senator. She's like, I took a vow to uphold the laws of this country, so I have to report him to the police. And Clark, argues against it. It merited the merits of the boy, and all this kind of stuff. And at the end, the mom's like, for extraordinary people, we have to make exceptions. And so she starts like using her influence as a senator to get him legal status. But all that does is just imply that the laws as they exist right now are fine, but we should make exceptions for occasional people. It was a really awkward way of resolving an issue that's much bigger than just that episode, and to make the episode about that issue was weird. They could have used that issue as a premise but not tried to give some kind of resolution to it on a moral standing. But I think what's frustrating is that Jonathan was usually the one to come in with the right understanding of things. But here again, they're taking a political issue that exists in our world and trying to impose it into their world. And that's problematic because we really don't know what side everyone's on. And, it's CW creating this, which means that they're probably left-leaning. But then there's Clark and his very conservative parents growing up on a farm, which means statistically that they're probably right-leaning. So it's all very confusing. So they try to find common ground. Like they make the mom go after the schools, not go after the schools, but be in support of schools and education. And they're kind of vague about how she is that way. So they're trying to stay on really mutual ground so that they don't offend anybody with her politics. But it's problematic because it really fails to delve into rich content that exists there with her as a senator. So that's something that is just kind of, I don't know if there's really a way to resolve that, but it is annoying. So Subterranean was just kind of annoying to me, the way that it concluded, because it set up a problem without really giving it a real solution. That was really what it came down to. Not that I have a solution or anything like that. I don't look into immigrant workers very much. personally. It's not something I've tried to resolve for myself yet. If a show is going to address something like that, it should do it without giving it this sort of just happy sticker Band-Aid kind of solution. Anyway, on to Hydro. I definitely enjoyed Hydro more. Hydro was, you had Lana and Chloe trying to solve a mystery. You had Oliver, Lois, and Clark, all these different, timelines and solutions going on that was very interesting to follow. And it had some good humorous moments. Plus, it actually advanced Lana and Lex's relationship. So the last thing I just wanted to mention, though, is that I really find Jimmy and Chloe's relationship annoying. I can't quite put my finger on it other than he just doesn't feel like her equal, and that's annoying to me. Now, I don't think that Jimmy Olsen as a character, this actor, he's fine. He's fine as Jimmy Olsen. I like him. I think he portrays the character very well. And, Jimmy Olsen is all about having, growing up during his time as a photographer, and that should be shown here. The problem is that we've already seen Chloe grow up, and now we're seeing Jimmy go through that. And that feels odd. It feels odd for her to be attracted to him during this time. There were two ways I think they could have resolved that, because he's just not her intellectual equal or maturity equal. But there were two ways they could have resolved, and convinced me that why she's, give me a reason for why is she in this relationship. And one of them could have been that he was all heart, that there was just so much heart to him, that she's really attracted to that, right? So it's not about intellectual equals, it's about heart equals, the equality of the heart. I think that that's a very close way that they could have done it. If they just developed his character a little bit more than it is right now, that could be really convincing. The other way is that they could have juxtaposed him, and I think this would have been the most interesting way, is juxtaposed him against Clark and said, look, here's somebody who doesn't have any secrets. Here's somebody who's really straightforward. He's just relaxing to be around. If she had said that, I think it'd be a little less convincing, but it'd be a bit more interesting from a story point of view. So they're not doing either of those. Maybe they will eventually, or maybe Jimmy will kind of come into his own. Maybe the actor just needs time to kind of figure out his character, and the writers need time to figure him out. I don't know. Giving him the benefit of the doubt, because like I said, I don't dislike him as a character. I just don't like him with Chloe. It doesn't make sense to me. All right, that's it for today.